In this video, I've put together 6 of the scariest videos that will definitely creep you out. And trust me, you might not want to watch this alone. I am truly sorry if you're brave enough to watch this at night, because what comes next might just keep you up. I think after watching this clip, I won't ever be able to ride on a roller coaster at night. This clip, we see what appears to be everyone having a good time enjoying themselves. Well, for these thrill seekers, their biggest fear is no longer a malfunction. It's now a fear of what sinister thing is on the ride with them. This man and a little boy are documenting their experience on this roller coaster. They look like they're having the time of their lives. But as the roller coaster goes on, you can't help but notice the boy repeatedly looking back, as if he saw something. Also, half of the roller coaster is empty, from roughly the middle to the end. There's not a single person sitting in the back rows. But isn't it creepy that randomly a tall, dark figure appears in the back seat? Let me show you that again. Maybe just another person getting involved with the thrill and excitement. Wrong. As the ride goes round, the back seat becomes empty, as if whatever that thing was disappeared. What takes this to a whole other level of creepy is that in the clip, the little boy has a mood change. His mood drops from being happy to scared. He says something to the man next to him and looks back as if he saw that entity. The clip ends with a clear image of something sinister lurking in the back seat. In this brief yet unsettling clip, we see what appears to be a girl playing with her dog, but something feels off. At first glance, it seems like a playful moment, but as the seconds pass by, her movements become unnatural. Her face appears strange, almost possessed. The dog, which had been happily wagging its tail, suddenly runs in fear. The creepiness builds rapidly until, in the final moment, the dog runs away as the woman charges towards it in an inhumane way, and then the clip cuts off.
Neredesin? Küçük seni bulamıyorum. Neredesin?
What are your opinions on this clip? Leave them below. Now, this next clip is something straight out of a nightmare. It starts with a pale, unsettling figure standing just outside, its face twisted into something that barely looks human. The person recording asks, "What's wrong with you?"
Help me. Huh? Help me. What? What's wrong with you?
And that's when the creepiness truly begins. The figure, with a voice that sends chills down your spine, keeps repeating, Let me in. Please help me.
Let me in. Huh? Please help me.
As the tension builds, the person recording keeps saying, "What's wrong with you?" but in a scared tone, with fear in his voice. And what comes next makes this moment even more disturbing. The figure responds, "It did this to me. It took my daughter." The fear in its voice is undeniable, but there's something off, something more sinister behind the words.
What? What's wrong with you? It did this to me. Did what? It took my daughter. Burger? Please let me inside. Burger?
Then, as if the situation couldn't get any worse, the figure begins to shake violently, growing more frantic and desperate. And just when you think it can't get more terrifying, the video cuts off, leaving you haunted by that final, twisted image. This next clip takes things to an entirely different level of disturbing. At first, we see a man casually messing with an old doll, tapping it with a lollipop as if it's just some harmless toy. But the moment he picks it up, everything changes. Suddenly, the doll's eyes snap open, and what happens next is horrifying. Blood begins to pour from its eyes, streaming down its pale face like something straight out of a horror movie. But that's not all. In the background, you can just make out something even more unsettling. A shadowy figure, with what looks like horns creeping in the background. It's hard to tell if it's real or just a trick of the light, but either way, the atmosphere is chilling. And then, just like that, the video cuts off, leaving you frozen, wondering what was that you just saw. This next clip feels like something from a ghost story come to life. We see a child sitting quietly, unaware of what's lurking just a few feet away. Draped over what looks like a person is a blanket, but something feels wrong. The figure doesn't move, doesn't make a sound. It's just there. As the person behind the camera cautiously approaches, the atmosphere becomes creepier. Clearly frightened, they head towards their child. But the child doesn't seem to notice the growing dread in the air. Then, in a moment that'll make your heart skip a beat, the blanket suddenly drops, and there's no one, absolutely nothing underneath it. What was under that blanket? The clip cuts off, leaving us with an unsettling feeling that something isn't right. And finally, we have our last clip. We see a girl sitting alone in a fairly dark room. She appears calm and relaxed, but there's something deeply unsettling going on. From the drawer behind her, a pair of pale, ghostly arms slowly emerge, gently playing with her hair, as if they belong there. The girl seems to calm, completely unaware of the eerie presence just inches away. Or does she know? The person recording approaches the girl, and just when you think the arms might reveal something more sinister, they vanish, disappearing into thin air, leaving nothing behind. The drawer is empty, and the room falls eerily silent, as if whatever was there simply ceased to exist. The video cuts off, but the haunting image of those hands remains stuck into our minds,